1. All right, let's take a look at problems 6, 7, 8, and 10. Again, there is no question 9. I removed it, okay, just because the question was an advanced algebra 2 question. All right, whenever you see the word combination on the ACT, that should always tell you you're going to multiply those 3 numbers. Okay, I've seen it with questions dealing with a sandwich shop. I've seen it places dealing with an ice cream shop. Okay, well this one is just dealing in jewelry. All right, and so whenever you have a certain amount of choices, okay, like a necklace, earrings, bracelets, okay, and you can only choose one out of each, okay, the different types of combinations you can have, you just multiply those 3 numbers. Okay, and so you take 7 times 5 times 6, and that gives you 210. All right, number 7. This is a question about, this is a real life situation that you could see yourself dealing with. All right, you had $135 in the bank. All right, you have something called overage protection, okay, to where if you're at the store and you have to spend more than what's in your account, all right, then you can do that. But if you don't cover the $12 balance that you overspent, then you get hit with what is called an NSF charge, and those can be very costly and can really add up quickly. So just be careful about that. This is just, again, this is a real life example. All right, yes ma'am.
Can that cause your credit score to go low?
No, not unless you don't pay it back to the bank. All right, yeah, those don't hit your credit score. It's late payments and having too much debt. All right, and this is an aside. Some people are asking, can you do this on a credit card? Usually no. Okay, the only way that this could happen on a credit card is that if you went all the way close to your limit and then you put a $15 tip, okay, and it goes above what your credit limit is. Usually credit cards don't do this and they cut you off. All right, so they want to know the difference between what was the highest balance and what's the available. And the difference is $147. All right, number 8. All you're doing is substituting in. Okay, this is one that you will see questions like this. This is one of the higher ended questions with elementary algebra, to where you're just plugging in your numbers. Okay, 1 times 2 minus 5 times 3, you get negative 13. 2 times 3 plus 1 times 5, okay, you get 11. If you plug this into your calculator, just like this, using alpha y equals, okay, putting it in as a fraction and doing exactly what it says, okay, it will give you the right answer. So this is a calculator question, plugging it in and going. Number 10 is also a calculator question, okay, and this is one that I want to make sure everybody knows how to do. So at least with one calculator between each person, or each person having one, I want everybody to go to math, okay, that is right below the green button. You click on math, and then from math, okay, you go over across the top to number, NUM across the top. Then as you go under number, go down to number 8, okay, which is LCM. Once you go into LCM, okay, you'll have a parenthesis. Now you cannot enter 3 numbers, but you can enter 2 numbers at a time. So what do we do when we're looking for the least common multiple with 3 fractions? Okay, well, let's just work with the first 2 numbers. Okay, what's in the denominator of the first fraction? 9. Okay, what's in the denominator of the second one?
6.
6. Okay, so in the first one, we're going to put 9 comma 6 and enter. Okay, so everybody put 9 comma 6. Yeah, and then finish it out with the parenthesis.
Wait, how do you do 9 comma 6?
9, okay, comma's right above the 7.
I never knew.
All right, and then 6. All right, then finish out the parenthesis, and you should get 18, correct?
Yes.
Everybody get that? All right, so now since we have 3 numbers, We know the least common multiple with the first two. Now let's add it with the last one to see what our answer is going to be. So do the same thing again. Go under LCM. Okay. Go to number. Scroll down to number 8. Okay. Hit enter. Now type in 18, comma, 10, parenthesis, enter, and you get what? 90. And that's how you find it. Yeah, you have to do it twice when you have 3 numbers.
Did you say 18, 10?
Yeah, 18 comma 10 because we use the 18 from the first two, and then we combine it with the 10 from the last.
So you don't use the 3, 10? You just use the 4 over 9 and 5 over 6?
Yeah, we just use 9 and 6 first, got 18, then we use 18 and 10.
So you don't mess with the 13
So it's
at all?
60.
No, because what we're trying to do is we're trying to find, if I were to add these fractions up, what would be my denominator for all of them? And it would be 90. Okay, so it'd be 10 times 9. 10 times 9 is 90. I'd have to multiply the bottom by 9, have to multiply the top by 9. 9 times 10 would be 90. Multiply the bottom by 10, have to multiply the top by 10. 6 times 15? No. 6 times,
It's 15.
yeah, 15, okay. And so multiply the bottom. Look, no one's going to be leaving the classroom. So we have 15, multiply the bottom and top by 15. All right, so now we have a common denominator of 90. That's what it would be used for. That's why they're asking it that way, but they only want the least common multiple. All right, any questions on ACT 6, 7, 8, and 10? All right, let's go to, all right, page 4. Oops, wrong one. Okay, page 4, try it again. Here we are. Now, there was a little bit of confusion on what I assigned, okay? Some people thought I said number 4. All right, so I thought, well, okay, I'll give you a little bit of leeway here. All right, so.
Can I ask you my questions that I had on them?
Yes, of course. Okay, so the first part, okay, is that we're going to look at let's just take a look at some of the individual numbers that will help us get some of our numbers on here. First off, how many people just went to Paris? 95. How many people just went to Dublin? 76. How many people just went to London?
89.
Okay. How many people went just to London and Paris?
64.
64. How many people went just to Dublin and London?
31.
Okay. How many people went to all 3 cities?
24.
Okay. So that's kind of a way to look at each one. Okay. Just getting some numbers out there so that we're able to know when they're asking us the question. And again, the biggest, the word you need to focus on the most is or and the word and. Okay? Or and the word and. Or is always going to be larger than and, because or has more categories and is more restrictive. All right, so if we look at the amount of people that visited Dublin or London, well, I'm going to add up every single number in these circles except 95. Okay, because 95 people just went to Paris. Okay, so if I'm looking at Dublin or London, if they set foot in either of those cities, okay, I'm going to add all that up, and that should be 327. Okay, now the next question. Okay, I'm looking at London and Paris. Okay, how many people visited London and Paris? Now, the total is 88 because it's the 64 and the 24. Okay, but here's the issue with this. If somebody visited all three, did they at least visit two? Yeah. Okay, so that's why we include them. So, for people who visited London and Paris, be 88. Now, if they said people who just visited London and Paris, then it would be 64. All right, next one. Okay, how many people visited London or Paris? Do you see how much my number increases because of the word or? Okay, and again, this is going to be every number up here except for 76. Okay, so that's 346 people. Okay, any questions on that? Comments, concerns, complaints, criticisms, or critiques? All right, next one. How many people visited Dublin and not London? Okay, visited Dublin but not London. Okay, well that's going to be 76 and 43. Okay,
So it can't be in the London circle.
right, so it can't be in the London circle, so it's 119 because these people just visited Paris, so they did not visit Dublin. All right, next one. How many people only visited Dublin? 76. We've already answered that. Okay, then how many people visited Dublin and Paris? Okay, so if I'm looking at Dublin and Paris, it's these two right here, 43 and 24. Okay, because again, if 24 people visited all three, then they at least did two. All right, so 43 and 24. And then how many people visited all three? How many? 24. And how many visited London? Well, that's going to be all of these people in the London circle. Okay, all of these people in the London circle at 208. And then the very last question, how many were a part of the survey? If I add up all of these, plus 78, okay, I'll get 500. Now, here's a way, the reason why you're doing Venn diagrams is because this is an ACT type question. All right, it won't be this extensive. It'll usually be like 4, 8, 5, okay, not double-digit numbers. But also, they will say in the question, 500 people were surveyed. All right, so keep that in your mind, okay, when you're having to think of this last one where it says how many people were surveyed. Now, what does this number 78 represent?
People that ask, and they're gonna get his hands to go anywhere.
Yeah, those are the people that went to Europe but did not visit London, Dublin, or Paris.
So, Mr. Carpenter,
Yes.
we weren't supposed to do the homework for,
No.
we do page for.
Page 4. So
Well,
that's
I did
why.
homework for, that's why I had some questions.
Gotcha. Yeah. Just page 4.
Okay.
All right.
That's
So
why I didn't do that.
so that's why I said there was a little bit of confusion. Okay, you got people at amusement parks. All right. Now here are all the people. Okay. If we look at the people that rode the Maverick, just the Maverick, 27, Blue Streak, 24, Millennium Force, 38. That's just those three. Then, if they rode the Blue Streak and Maverick, it was 10. You had 14 people who did all three, 19 that did the Maverick and Millennium Force, and 21 that did the Blue Streak and Millennium Force. If you've ever been to Disney World, there's something called a Fast Pass, to where you can get in and you are able to choose two and able to come back at that time, and they'll let you through without standing in line. Now, what Disney is trying to do is it's trying to lengthen out, or it's trying to stretch out people's fun, because the number one thing people don't like about Disney, besides the prices, is the lines. Okay, so they're trying to cut back on that. And I'm sure, okay, they have Venn diagrams as part of their
Teachers, pardon the
study.
interruption. We need to see all the football team in the little theater at this time. All football team, please, report to the little theater at this time for a brief meeting.
Why do you make
They're going to watch film, pregame film. No, we're not.
I'm not sure.
It's a joke.
Okay, all right, so let's take a look at question 6.
Mr. Carpenter?
Yes.
Do you have a pencil sharpener?
Yes, back there, blue next to the pencil holder. All right. Okay, so how many people just went on the Maverick? 27. How many students went on the Blue Streak and Millennium Force? Okay, well, that's going to be 126. That should be all of these numbers right here. When they rode on one or the other. Again, or always make sure numbers higher. Okay, yes?
Can you explain, I got saved in the first one. Never mind. I got it.
You see it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Hey guys, little too much talking. Okay, keep it down, please. All right. So, how many students went on the Millennium Force and Maverick? Okay, 19 plus 14. Okay, because again, if they rode 3, then they at least rode 2. Right? So we had 19 and 14. We get 33.
I was overthinking them, but then once I put it in that, it worked.
Yeah.
Still overthinking. No, I'm barely thinking.
Yeah, I'll show you.
Okay, how many students went on the Blue Streak? Okay, well, I add up all the ones in the Blue Streak circle. And that's 24 plus 21 is 45, plus 14, 59, plus 10, 69. All right, then the last one. Okay, how many students on the Blue Streak and Maverick, but not on Millennium Force? 10. 10 right there. Okay? Yes, I'm in there today. 3:15 to 5:15. I'm in there. I'm doing something after school tomorrow. I can't remember. But if you need help, just, yeah, see me. Be glad to.
He's here in the mornings.
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
That's why he's come early, so we.
I get here at 7:05, Shelby. How earlier would you like me to?
Gracious, let's loving
Zoe,
kindness.
are you good?
I think it would be good if Shelby was like the room.
I bet you don't
with
have sex. Why do you always keep your feet right here? It's every day.
Okay, shh, guys, quiet. All right, let's take a look at the page I just gave you. That is a reference sheet. Okay, this sheet you will need, okay, over the next several months, so keep it with you. All right, and it's just,
I don't think you gave us that, Mr. Carpenter.
I didn't, oops,
No.
okay. Well, let's go ahead and I will hand those out. Again, I thought I had done it. My apologies. All right, Zoe, say something nice about Shelby.
I do not.
I was just gonna teach you to make ant at the time.
Oh, I have one too. I like
Too far.
Zoe's samples.
See?
Can I have a cup, man?
Okay.
You're welcome. I want one. No, you're a little Latina good rat.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Shelby, that's on video.
What'd she say?
Something awful.
Latina hood rat.
Demonetized.
She said I was a Latina hood rat.
Beautiful. I know parents will be so
Not
proud.
even Hispanic.
Oh, I can't wait for
Well, you're
this.
too pale to
Yeah.
The parents are like, what are my kids doing in class?
Yes. Sending racial insults to each other? Yeah.
She said I didn't even look big skin.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay, quiet. All right. Okay, let's do important stuff like addition property of equality. Okay. All right. Now, this says a whole lot more than what it actually is.
Just drop my man.
Okay. Remind me to not video on
This class?
no on on report card day.
Yeah, that's
Hey, everybody's just kind of at each other. Okay.
Let's just go.
All right. So 2x.
In your binder. Where in
All
my
right.
binder? With the What do you mean they go in order?
Okay.
Where do I put it?
Guys, I want this to be a reference sheet that you put
Just
somewhere.
put it in the Spanish section, okay?
Okay.
Zoe, you don't even know where.
I don't know where my phone is.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Mr. Carpenter, this video's going downhill real
Yes, I
fast.
know. That's why we're stopping it now and be nice to each other.
Well,
Okay.
Zoe, I need you to redeem yourself and be nice to me.
Somebody keep this.
Because you hurt my feelings.
I did not hurt your feelings. I did not
I'm about to
say
cry. Okay, stop being
You're
stupid.
beautiful and your hopes are just large.
What's that have to do with anything?
See, you can't even take a compliment now.
Yeah! She said your hopes
All
are
right, back to here. Shh. All right. A equals B. So if I take A plus C, all right, I can take B plus C and it's the same number. All right, so let's make A equal to 4 and B equal to 4. So of course 4 equals 4. Now if we make C equal 2, so I have 4 plus 2 is 6. 4 plus 2 is 6. All right, so this is known as the addition property of equality. Now, we're going to be adding onto this throughout the year. All right, because this will be segment addition, this will be angle addition. All right, so all of these we will be using, we'll just again be adding words to them. Okay, now again, subtraction. If A equals B, then A minus C equals B minus C.
Why does this class go by so fast?
I don't know.
Does it go by fast?
It's literally already 2:50.
It's because
Yeah.
we get out of strain.
I think it's like 2:30.
Yeah,
I don't come out of strain to come
Yeah.
here, so that's not the reason.
it's because you're having so much fun in math class, right? Yeah.
I love getting insulted. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, multiplication, we gotta hurry, okay? So I need everybody to settle down. Multiplication, A equals B again. So if I take A times C, it equals B times C. All right? A equals B, A times C equals B times C.
I'm guessing A equals B.
Yes, very good. What do you think division property of equality looks like?
A divided by C equals B divided by C.
Very good.
Wow.
Okay? All right. All right. Now, here's where we're going to use this, okay, for right now. Let's say I have 2x plus 7 equals 19. What's going to be my first step? To subtract 7, okay? So, when I subtracted 7 from both sides, I subtracted the same number, correct? Okay, so this is the subtraction property of equality, or just subtraction property. So now I have 2x is equal to
May I have
12.
your attention, please? Just
Then I
remember,
need to
tomorrow
divide
is the
both
Black
sides by
Panther
what?
Rally. Be sure
2.
to wear your glow-in-the-dark
So
and
there's
neon
my
and touch
division
the
property of
spirit
equality.
stick. Beta Club members,
All right,
today is the
let's
last
get
day
the
to
last
get your
few
projects.
ones.
Tomorrow they will be
That
assigned to
makes
you.
no sense.
All picture retakes are Tuesday, October the
Okay.
29th. This is for all
Get
grades,
all the
including
way
the senior
down
retake.
To transitive.
Beta Club fees are due tomorrow. There'll be an SCA meeting with a bonfire to follow on Wednesday, October 30th at 6:30 at Jasper First Baptist Church. Please join us for a devotion and then a bonfire with s'mores and hot dogs afterwards. Everyone is welcome. All senior band, soccer,
Everyone
cheer,
is
and
welcome.
football players, remember to see Ms.
Oh, so
Kay
y'all
before
don't
you leave
discriminate?
today.
No.
All
Oh, yeah.
tickets are on
Do you
sale
want
for
the hood rally
purchase
thing in
in the
there?
office. If you need a Rita
No.
Guided ticket, you need
Oh,
to take
so.
Patrick.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, we want you to come, Katie, but you won't.
Tonight will be our senior
Yeah,
night
Trey's being
for
there.
football, band, and soccer, and cheerleaders.
Yeah, you can come.
Festivities for that will start at 6:20 this afternoon. Thank you.
I think it was for little kids.
All right, real quick on, let's finish this up. Okay, make sure that you keep this close to you somewhere, all right? Because we're going to be referencing this a lot. The last one that I think is very, very key, all of these you're going to be using. The transitive property, if A equals B and B equals C, then A is equal to C. Now, where would we use this? Okay, I have 3 right triangles over here. Listen, please. Okay. Does angle A equal angle B?
Yeah.
Yes. Does angle B equal angle C?
Yes.
So can I say A is equal to C?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so when I have 3 right triangles and A, B, and C are at each right angle, then I can say A equals B, B equals C, then also A equals C. All right.